right, we are on to day 3. I know I had said in the last video that we were going to regroup on day 2, but I had to train at an LA Fitness yesterday, and they are not as keen on the vlogging thing there, so we'll try again for that next week. But for now, we're on to day 3. This is a posterior chain day, so as requested, I will include my warm-ups, but then we're going to go into main movements of the day are going to be pin, good mornings, and belt squat rack pulls. So those are the main movements of the day. We finish off with some hamstrings and cardio at the end, but for now we're going to get started on some warm-ups, starting with a plate squat drill and a leg swing. All right, so first exercise is going to be a plate squat drill. It's a really great warm-up. Point of the plate is to have something to squeeze into. So we're squeezing in on the plate to get your adductors warmed up. You also want to think about rotating your knees out so that you get glutes. So we have glutes and adductors both firing. We want to pull from your heels to pull yourself down so that hamstrings engage. And then on the way up, we're focusing on maintaining all that tension. So every rep, we want to check in, squeeze in adductors, knees out for glutes, pull yourself down for hamstrings, maintain that tension, and then keep it on the way up. So we're working on engaging all of our lower body muscles and not just our quads. So I usually do pretty low reps on this one and tempoed. So I'm shooting for roughly a 4 count down, pause at the bottom, and then slow and controlled up. And then we're gonna pair that with just some leg swings for some dynamic movement. Going 8 per side on this one. Cool. 3 rounds of those. All right, second superset. It's gonna be a side plank with a cable row. Really focusing on keeping shoulders pulled away from my ears. Supersetted with windshield wipers, which I cannot do it. We're athletes every day. Oh, that might not be the best angle. Hold on.
Synchronized?
Yes, please.
Oh my God.
Synchronized windshield wipers.
Hey.
So your head is right in the way. That's all right. I don't know how many we've done so far. I started first, so I'm done. You keep going. You're doing great.
No, I have longer levers. Does that carry any weight?
But you also have longer muscles. And last warm-up exercise is a single leg reverse hyper. Going really high reps just for some glute activation. I think the program doesn't have this many reps, but I'm gonna bump it up to 20 just because that's kind of the high reps that I need to actually get my glute to wake up usually. And I'm really wanting to get some good glute activation out of this, so I'm really trying to not just ride the momentum back up and be really intentional about the movement and actually feeling the muscle that I want to use on the way up. Yeah, especially my right glute likes to be lazy. I don't really feel much of anything until I get up over 15 reps. So we're gonna do 3 sets there, and then our first main movement is gonna be our good morning, so I'll meet you back once we get to working sets on that. All right, so we're moving on to good mornings. We're doing them with the SSB bar, and we're going 2 pins. So we're gonna dead stop on the safeties at the bottom of the movement, and tempoing them. So it's gonna be a 3 count down to a dead stop on the pins for a 1 second pause, and then up normally. So really focusing on maintaining tension at the bottom, since even though we're dead stopping, we don't want to relax. And then I personally really like the pins because it allows me to be really mindful about initiating the movement with the muscles I actually want to be using. So for me, they end up being a lot more glute and hamstring dominant. It allows me to kind of re-brace and reset my back at the bottom of the movement, and then like reset and be intentional about using the right muscles. So we have sets of 6 to 8 today. Last week we had sets of 8, and I used 115. So we're gonna try to go a little bit heavier than that. Probably shoot for something in the 135 to 155 weight range. And we've got 3 sets here. It's gonna be a great time. We're doing sets of 6 to 8. This is the last warm up, so I just did 3.
This is a warm up?
Yeah.
Fuck me.
So, John has decided to join on this, and since we're so similar in height, he's having a bad time. This is our last warm-up set. We're at 115. I just did 3 reps, and then we'll, based on how that felt, probably go up to 145 for the working sets of 6 to 8. All right, we're at 145 for 6 to 8. So that was first set, 145 for 8. It's feeling pretty good. Really trying to focus on pushing my hips back, sitting back into my glutes, getting a really good stretch. I'm getting a little bit more low back than I would like to out of this. Obviously, the low back is going to have to work. Those muscles have to work to support you, but it's been a little bit more active than I would like. I'm gonna put on my soft belt just for a little bit of something extra to brace into. I don't want to go so far as to use a hard belt for this, but I think the soft belt's gonna be appropriate just so I can extra focus on muscles I actually want to be working here. All right, last set. I actually decided to forego the soft belt because I was just being kind of a weenie about needing it. I'm getting good glute hamstring activation. My back is working in a way that it probably should, so I decided to forego that. But the movement's otherwise feeling pretty good. Last set here. Thanks. This is probably my favorite good morning variation. It just feels really good. Any other variation kind of tends to just give me like a low back pump in a way that doesn't feel productive. This doesn't. And I feel like the dead stop at the bottom is just really applicable because a lot of the things that we use hinging for starts from a dead stop, like deadlifts. Anytime we're picking something up off the ground, which we do a lot in strongman, it's always going to be from a dead stop. So taking out the eccentric portion of the lift, I think, has really good carryover to strongman events, deadlifts, a lot of the things that we actually end up using a hinge for. So this is probably my favorite variation of good mornings. They all have value, but I think this one's really awesome. All right, our next exercise. All right, so our next exercise is going to be a belt squat rack pull. So our belt squat has this really great setup where it's got safety bars on it, so you can put a bar across here and actually use put a bar in there and use the belt squat simultaneously. So I'm gonna hook into the belt squat. It's pretty light. I only have 245s on there, but this makes the movement very hippie. We're doing a rack pull from just below the knees. I did these last week a little bit too high. We're gonna bring the bar down a little bit more, but these are really great for working on your lockout. And I get more glutes out of this than any other rack pull variation without it getting into my back. So we're doing 3 sets here, building in weight, 20 reps, 15 reps, and then 10 reps, just trying to get a good pump, push a little bit more weight than we did last week. All right. First set, going 205 for 20. Oh, okay. All right, we are 2 sets down. We did 205 for 20, 245 for 15. Last set's gonna be 295 for 10. Very tiring, but these feel awesome. These are like 100% glute pump. So good finish here. Last set, and then we'll move on to some accessories. Last set, best set. All right, so that's it for main movements. We're actually almost done. It's actually a pretty quick workout compared to what I'm used to. So we only have 2 exercises left, 1 superset, glute ham raises into seated hamstring, or prone hamstring curls. I forgot the reps. I think it's 5 and 8 for a couple sets back and forth, supersetted. I won't film every set because it's kind of the same shit, but I'll meet you back here for the last set of the day. All right, last set, 5 reps here, 10 reps on the prone hamstring curl. Tip for anyone who has a habit of cheating on this or arching your low back to get up. Simple fix, if you add a band around your upper back and then actively reach through it the whole time, it'll keep you in a little bit of flexion so that you can't cheat and use extension to get up. It does make it a lot harder. You might not be able to do as many reps, but it does do a good job of keeping it in your glutes and hamstrings. Let's go. Shit. Key failure. Well, oh, 4.5. Shit. And then straight into your hamstring curls.
Let's go. Go.
If you're not pushing your accessories that hard, you're not getting better. That's John's last set.
Not to do this.
He's going to demonstrate perfect form. Come on, hammies. Come on. Get those legs straight. Come on. 4.5. Come on. Nice. Woo.
This is how we skip accessories.
How do we feel about today's workout?
Let you know tomorrow.
How are you feeling right now?
Awful, but good. I mean, did it grow? Let's see.
Ooh, there's some muscles there.
There's muscle there. Is the booty popping? Perfect. That's what we're here for. We just want big glutes, right?
All right, so that's a wrap for the most part. I'm supposed to end with 20 minutes on the Stairmaster. We're gonna do as long as we can on the Stairmaster and then finish out the 20 minutes on the treadmill. My hamstrings are seizing up a little bit. I'm not sure I can make it quite that long, but regardless, it's just gonna end with a little bit of cardio. So overall, not a super long day, but a very posterior chain, glute, hamstring focused day. It's quite tough. So if you give the workout a try, let me know how it goes. And as always, let me know if you have questions in the comments. Like, share, subscribe, all the things. And I will see you back here next week for week 3 of this vlog.